All right, so we're diving deep into this Everton-Tottenham match coming up, and
Yeah.
we've got a lot to talk about.
Yep.
We've got the match preview here.
Yeah.
You want to know what to look for this weekend, right? And maybe even,
For sure.
impress your friends with a little bit of
Oh,
an
yeah.
insight at the pub.
Little inside scoop.
But I was looking at this, and one of the things that jumped out to me right away was this stat about Tottenham
Oh, yeah.
and how often they lose when they score first.
Yeah.
I mean, what is going on there?
Well, it's a really good question.
Yeah.
And it seems like, when they get that first goal, they kind of maybe sit back a little too much,
Yeah.
become a little bit complacent,
Yeah.
and then they end up, conceding goals and
Yeah.
ultimately losing matches that they really should be winning.
You'd think they'd be able to hold on to a lead a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, it's not like Everton are doing much better. Right?
No, not at all.
They've only won one of their last 12 Premier League matches.
It's been a tough stretch for them.
That's rough.
And their attack has been particularly abysmal.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was looking at, too. They've only scored 9 goals in their first 20 matches.
I know, it's hard to believe.
It's rough, right?
It really is. And, you have to go back a long way to find a Premier League team
Yeah.
that has struggled this much offensively at this point in the season.
Yeah, and I think they said it was only like 4 other teams
Yeah, something like that.
in the history of the Premier League have been this bad.
It's historically bad.
Yeah.
It really is.
So, they brought Moyes back, and you think, okay, maybe he can.
Yeah. You think he's the savior.
He's the savior.
He's going to turn things around.
But it just doesn't seem to be happening.
It hasn't happened yet. And you start to wonder, at what point do you have to say,
Yeah.
is this just a bad team? Or is this something that can be fixed?
And it's one thing to, not be scoring goals, but to not even be creating chances.
Right.
I saw something about this XG stat, right?
Yes. Expected goals.
Expected goals. Yeah. So basically, it's a way to measure the quality of the chances that a team is creating.
Okay.
And Everton's XG is shockingly low.
Wow.
So it's not just that they're missing the chances they're getting.
Right.
They're not even getting good chances to begin with.
Yeah, okay. So they're really not
They're not creating anything.
doing anything in the attack.
It's really worrying.
It's worrying.
If you're an Everton fan.
Yeah, but come on. Didn't Branthwaite score a goal last time they played Tottenham?
He did.
Yeah.
He did score a goal.
So maybe there's some hope there.
He's a young defender.
Yeah.
With some potential, but he's also been picking up a lot of yellow cards lately.
Oh, really?
So, he's got to be careful.
Okay.
He doesn't want to get sent off.
Especially against a team like Tottenham that's,
Exactly.
desperate for a win.
They're going to need all hands on deck.
And Tottenham have lost 7 in their last 11 matches. Yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster for them as well.
That's crazy. And, I saw this thing that they're closer to the relegation zone than they are to the top 4.
It's hard to believe.
At this point in the season, it's unbelievable.
When you think about the talent they have on that team,
Yeah.
you would expect them to be much higher up the table.
But then again, they have that weird thing where they lose when they're ahead.
Right.
So how do you explain that?
Well, it's a good question.
Yeah.
And I think, there's a few things that could be going on.
Okay.
Maybe they just struggle to adapt when they go ahead.
Yeah.
Maybe they become a little bit too passive. Maybe they start thinking about defending the lead instead of continuing to attack.
Yeah.
And that can be dangerous because it allows the other team to come back into the game.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that a lot last year with them.
Right.
They would get an early lead and then just completely collapse.
Yep.
So it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
And there's also the issue of individual errors.
Oh, yeah.
They've made some costly mistakes at the back.
Yeah.
And that's something that they need to clean up if they want to start winning more consistently.
And, well, they have Richarlison back now.
That's right.
Who,
He's a big boost for them.
Yeah, he's a quality.
Great player, and he loves scoring against Everton.
He does.
So,
he always seems to find the back of the net against his former club.
Do you remember last season? He scored a brace against them.
Ah, I do.
So
It's a great performance from him.
he's going to be looking to do that again this weekend, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think he'll be fired up for this one.
Yeah, for sure. And
But, as we've been talking about, individual brilliance can only take you so far.
right.
Both of these teams have some really talented players,
Yeah.
but they also have some pretty significant flaws.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately the team that's able to address those flaws.
And play more consistently as a unit is going to be the team that comes out on top.
And we know Tottenham have a pretty good record at Goodison Park.
Yeah.
They haven't lost there in their last 11 visits.
It's a tough place to go.
Yeah.
But Tottenham seem to have figured it out.
I mean, is that just a meaningless stat, though?
Well, you know, in football, history does tend to repeat itself.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't completely dismiss it.
You never know.
You never know.
All right, so what do you think is going to happen in this match?
Well, I think it's going to be a really interesting game.
Okay.
You know, you've got two teams that are desperate for a win.
Yeah.
You've got Tottenham with this weird tendency to collapse when they're ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got Everton, who just can't seem to find the back of the net.
Yeah.
So I think it could go either way.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham won. I wouldn't be surprised if Everton won.
Okay.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw.
A cagey, 0-0 draw.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But
We will.
I'm excited for this one.
Me too. Should be a good one.
What do you guys think at home? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, share your predictions.
We want to hear from you, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See you later. Bye.